So after working on hybrid picking and adding fingers into the mix of my my right hand playing, it became natural to just lose the pick altogether and start playing without the pick and playing with fingers, almost like a Jerry Reed style he calls the claw, where you use the thumb and these two fingers, but always holding on to the pick. And we'll get into that. Trying to combine them both. So basically I just started to play, you know, without them. Where I'm doing exactly what I basically did with the hybrid picking, with the pick and the fingers, but now the pick becomes my thumb. So the thumb is down and the fingers are up, and I'm just kind of going like in that motion. So those same triads that I showed you where I did some banjo rolls, I would do the same thing now, just again using the thumb for the pick. You think maybe like, well, what's the difference? You know, why have both? Or the idea here to me is all of these techniques have, besides just maybe the ability to get quicker or pull off different licks, it's all sound and tone. Every one of them have a different tonal nuance, from the pick going to using the hybrid to just losing the pick and using the fingers. They all have a different dynamic. They all have a different sound. To me, like the skin tone, I mean, it's really, to me, that's the best tone. And if I could, I would maybe just not even use the pick at all. But it's just, it depends on the song and my approach to that particular song right now. But I prefer the sound of the skin on. I mean, a lot of times when I'm playing rhythm, I'll use just my thumb where I'll... It's not as bright as the pick. It sits in the mix better. I'll also use just my thumb when I want to get like an Albert Collins style, real funky lead. Actually holding on to the pick, I mean to the pickup right here with my fingers as an anchor. You could use the bridge too, and to me that's a really interesting sound. So I'm all of these techniques are just, I'm just trying to get the sounds in my head to come out. And so again, having access to any of these different sounds at any different time without having to step on pedals or change an amp or get a different guitar. If I can do it with my hands, it's much better. So I definitely worked on this claw style the same way I worked on the hybrid style, practicing scales, patterns, anything I can like that. Let's pull up some music right now and demonstrate just so you can hear just the difference, say, between using like just your fingers and the guitar pick, because they both have their attributes and they're really, it's just personal taste. Let's roll some music here. You can tell right there with the pick that the pick is very dynamic. It's very controllable, and of course, it has the sound of the pick, which is very good. If you're trying to emulate, say, Eric Clapton or Ronnie Earl, just maybe guys that have that sound with the guitar pick, it's definitely happening. But now let's, to me, just by applying a different technique, like I'm going to use my thumb and fingers now, the approach is different. So let's run the music again, and I'll try it without the pick. And just right away, to me, different licks become available. I use my thumb a lot to do this. Where I'll use the pick to kind of mute the. I have more access to more strings because I can apply using the thumb, say on this string, and putting these here. So to me, I can get to the notes much quicker with my fingers in my hand, and I also seem to have a little more different control. So, you know, what I would do is, if you're just trying to incorporate the sound of your fingers in, is just to lose the pick for a while. Just try to play without the pick. Try to play single notes. Try to play chords. Find a way of strumming or keeping rhythm, and see what becomes comfortable for you. Ultimately, all of these ideas. This is the way that I play. So some of these things will work for you, and some of them won't. But you'll never know unless you try.